PowerPoint, and I figure it's kind of my duty to point them out. So here we go. Here's common PowerPoint mistakes. Number one, people tend to put every word they're going to say on their PowerPoint slides. Although this eliminates the need to memorize your talk, ultimately this makes your slides crowded, wordy, and boring. You will lose your audience's attention before you even reach the bottom of your first slide. Please don't do that anymore, please. Number two, most common. Many people do not run spell check. Big mistake. Nothing makes you look stupider than spelling errors. It's got a red line under it. Recheck the spelling. And finally, I hate this. Avoid excessive bullet pointing. Only bullet key points. Too many bullet points, and your key messages will not stand out. In fact, the term bullet point comes from people firing guns at annoying presenters. Hence the bullet point. Bad color schemes, not good. Clashing background and font colors can lead to distraction, confusion, headache, nausea, vomiting, and loss of bladder control. I can't stay on that one too long. Here's something I've noticed. The number of PowerPoint slides you have in your talk, the less useful your talk actually is. Unfortunately, my presentation is right there.
After watching this film, let's review something of what not to use in the PowerPoint. First, you put all the things you are going to say on your PowerPoint slide, or you will lose your audience attention. Second, do too much bullet point usage. Just keep the main point or your key message won't stand out. Third, is a poor color scheme. According to the research, the bright yellow color may make your audience feel nervous. And finally, is too much animation usage. If you use too much animation, it will make your audience don't know where to focus on. There's a lot of things you should keep in mind when you're making PowerPoint. Okay, today we're going to talk about 3 major ideas about how to make a perfect PowerPoint presentation. Where I'm Amanda, and I'm from Management Information System. In order to give this a useful, credible, and meaningful presentation, we'll have a full study of those books, so definitely you can trust us. Before I start our presentation, let me see what we have today. First, I will tell you 2 things to make your PowerPoint slide clear enough to speak for themselves. Second, there are 2 tips you should keep in mind and pay attention to when you're doing your PowerPoint slide. And finally, Amanda will share with you how to make an appealing speech. Okay, let's move on to the first part. According to the principle. According to the principle of 3, supported by good way without saying a word, and would you rather die than giving the talk, people are not able to memorize more than 3 things at a site. So if you give too much information to your audience, they may turn out to memorize nothing. Okay, here's a sample slide from Strawberry Cake House, top 10 products. If you put you don't need to put all the information on your slide to your audience. Instead, just keep the main point, which is not more than 3. I believe that within 5 seconds, without my explanation, you already memorized those products. And the second thing is number is definitely more powerful than words, also supported by this very useful book, without saying a word. You can try to make your PowerPoint clear with numbers. Let's see the first example. When you're writing an article, on DVD students, so your readers may ask, so how diligent you are. So why don't you transfer it into something like, I was never absent for 4 years in NCCU, although it may seem like you're telling a lie, but at least your key points stand out. Second, when you're writing slogans, buy now, get cheaper. So why don't you transfer it into buy now, get 2 free? Give a number to let your customer know how cheap they can get. And finally, when Mary is writing a topic for her cookbook, she can give a subtitle with numbers like Mary's cookbook finished within 10 minutes to make it clear enough. But there's something you should keep in mind when transferring something into numbers. Try to convert those numbers into concrete things. Let me give you an example. When you mention 1 kilogram beef, why don't you transfer it into something concrete like 5 servings of steak to make it clear and concrete? And when you mention 200 calories, you can transfer it into 30 minutes of jogging. When you're talking about $400, you can say 2 round trip tickets to make it concrete. Okay, let's move on. After talking about 2 tips to make a PowerPoint clear enough to speak for themselves, let's talk about 2 details you should pay attention to when making a slide. First one is, please put page number. This useful book again tells us 2 reasons why you should put page number on the slide. Imagine that maybe sometimes when you're writing a proposal on PowerPoint, print it out and send it to your boss. What if it accidentally like this? Then your boss will never know the right order of your proposal. That's bad. Okay. And the second reason is that when your boss sees the page number, he can estimate the quantity of the proposal and decide how fast he is going to scan it. It's really useful for your reader. Okay. And you should also pay attention to the place you put the page number. You shouldn't put it at the left side. It may be blocked by the binding. And you shouldn't put at the left side. It may influence the audience reading. The right place to put your page number is on the right bottom side and the center bottom side. Okay, let's move on. Key point is also really important